Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. There. All right, mic check. Mic check 1 2. All right. All right, guys. Certainly hope the sound is good. Just gonna um, spit a few facts here, and then I'm gonna bounce on off. Um, let's see. This is gonna be a quick one. I know there's other people that are coming. Shout out to everybody that's gonna be here now and listen to me later. This will be a quick rant. I'm just doing this one really quick. Let's see here. Let me change my. Let me change one thing here. I'm gonna change my. Um, I didn't even take the time to do this. So, see here. There we go. And all right. So all right then, really quick here, and I'm gonna bounce on off here. First thing, shout out to everybody that's here. But listen to me later, like I said before. Um, and tomorrow, I believe Epic is going to show, either Epic is going to show or Microsoft and Epic are going to show Gears of War 5, which I believe came out last year. Um, when tomorrow at some point. Again, I'll be at work, so if they do, I certainly hope everybody's satisfied. Um, I'm just going to say this real fast. There were a couple of people, and I get this. Let me say this first. I know there's people on YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that, kind of going back and forth with gaming, and I respect that. I've taken part in that. Everybody says stuff and pop shots, kind of like what Porter Rock has said before. But there were two guys I did respect, and I'm not going to say their names, but these guys have just decided to outright start lying about stuff. And even though you can factually go and pull up information, these guys were on a podcast yesterday and just outright were lying. And today they're trying to say, well, it's my opinion and stuff like that. So, but at the end of the day, this all revolves around the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, which has Insomniac has said. Insomniac has said that, as factually has said, and I left the links in the description, that it's a standalone game. Okay, it's not DLC. It's not an add-on. It is a standalone game. Yet you got these cats running around saying that, oh, it doesn't matter what they say. It's pretty much, you can almost file this under I'm white and I say so. We don't care what the developers say. We don't care what's been put in print and what they're standing on 10 toes down. This is what I believe, and therefore, it's right. And Sony needs to make the PS4 version of this game, because it was all originally supposed to be on the PS4 and so forth and so on. Even though you can pull up articles where Sony and Insomniac Games is a first party developer for Sony. They want the Miles Morales game, which is a standalone game in the vein of Lost Legacy, Uncharted, which again just added to the Uncharted lore. It may have had some of the characters from Uncharted, but it didn't have the main Nathan Drake character. And but these guys are just outright lying. Now I expected it out of a two of them, because they're known liars. I mean, it is what it is. They are known liars. But there were a couple other guys that yeah, you ultimately you actually let me make this clear. Yeah, I actually did like these dudes. I mean, they came across as good dudes. And I podcast with both of them. One was a guest on Foxy Games UK's podcast, and the other one actually was a panel member. And I was a panel member with them. But it's to a point now where everybody's lying. Tim Sweeney's lying, and you had guys attacking Tim Sweeney, which is the Epic CEO. But you have guys, and it's predominantly guys in the Xbox camp. I hate to say that are just outright misleading information. So no, when they say it, that when Insomniac Games comes out and literally says we don't have a playtime of the game, and they come out and they say, "Oh, I know for a fact that it's a 5-hour game, it's a 7-hour game." Again, where are your facts? Can you show us where Insomniac Games said this? And then when you put that to them, well, this is my opinion. Hell no. Your opinions are lies when there's actual factual evidence that contradicts what you're saying. And like I said, you almost want to file this under "I'm white and I say so." So what this comes down to, in my opinion, is this group of these two guys that I'm talking about, they literally are upset, and they're bitter. They are bitter. Okay, when you are talking about you want to play on the most powerful console and things like that, and then something comes out that you want and you're not going to be able to get it without making another purchase, you're bitter. That's all there is to it. No, Paul G. Insomniac Games has never come out and said that a runtime on the game. They never said that. They just said it's in the vein of Lost Legacy. So that's it, meaning it's a standalone game. So now look, they may come out and say that Spider-Man Miles Morales is going to be a 5-hour game. You know what I'm saying? So, but they have never said that. They have never said that. So the only thing they have confirmed is that it is going to be on the PS5. It is going to be an exclusive, and it is going to take advantage of the PS5 tech, which we all know that with the PS5, the way they're designing games, they fundamentally will not be able to run on PS4 or PS4 Pro. Now, can they take something from a lower plane and bring it to a higher plane? They absolutely can, and this is where you're getting into the boost of some games and not all games. But I don't care at this point. These two guys they're liars at this point. And the reason I'm saying that is I got to put it on myself, because I actually thought these were some cool dudes. And I'm not going to name call the moist and all that kind of stuff. They are bitter. At this point, they are bitter, and you know what? Like I said, nobody's blocked, but I no longer pay attention to what they say online anymore. I don't listen to the podcast anyway because it makes a part of my body itch. But at the end of the day, they're trying to run around and say, "Well, this is my opinion." No, okay, that's fine, but when the developer comes out and says standalone game, that means it is not a DLC. So that's it. You're a liar, sir. Your opinion is no longer valid because the the developer is contradicting that. Just like when Linus with Tech Tips was running around saying that the Sony PS5 wasn't going to be able to do this, and and he literally was stalking Tim Sweeney, and saying things, and he finally just came out and apologized. So, but at the end of the day, these were two guys on a podcast and the reason I'm saying this is because I've sat down and been on panels with two of these guys. And so it's disappointing. I'm leaving it there. It's disappointing that it has come to this where these guys feel like, well, I'm going to lie about what I think should be going on. At the end of the day, they want Sony to release Spider-Man on PS4 because they don't want to have to go out and buy a PS5. Okay, that's the reality. And when you sit down and you claim you're neutral, but you want to play on the most powerful hardware, you're no longer neutral. When you sit down and you have a developer say it's a standalone game, but you turn around and say, "I know for a fact it's DLC," that, sir, is a lie. And I don't care who you are. That's a lie. you know. So it doesn't matter. I mean, if I say to you that the San Francisco 49ers won the Super Bowl, and you say, no, Craig, factually, here's the NFL archive, and the San Francisco 49ers lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs last year, and I still go around and say, well, you know what, that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. No, the facts clearly contradict what you're saying. Just like this, the facts contradict what you're saying. So they have this, I mean, literally, they were saying, well, we don't care what the developers say. I don't believe the developer. And that gets filed under I'm white and I say so. Okay, so but they're bitter. They're bitter. They complained all day long. And it's just an L, but it's an L mostly for me because I'm the one who's like, hey, look, these are some cool dudes. But it's on me. I take the L. It's right there right there. It's right there for everybody. I'm taking the L. So it's just it is what it is, and so yeah, I mean, and like I said, this is my fault because you know what, I followed these guys, I endorse these guys, I would ask these guys opinions on certain things, no more. Like I said, I got to take the L on it, but it doesn't matter at this point what the developers are saying. These guys have a narrative that they're going to push. They don't care who they got to go through. They don't care what they got to say. It doesn't matter what a developer says, what an engineer says. It doesn't matter. None of that matters to this group of guys. And this is on me. That's why I'm standing up 10 toes down saying, hey, look, I'm no longer dealing with them. So I'm not going to block anybody because that's not my style. I am not blocking anybody, but I am no longer going to reply to anything that they say. So and that's just me. Like I said, you all can figure it out who it is. It was on Twitter today. It is disgusting at this point. That they are so bitter, and they're bitter. Okay, make no mistake about it. They are bitter. The game can't. I know that game can run on PS4. How do you know that? How do you know that? You don't work. I mean, dumbass, you sit up there and did a friggin' podcast from Best Buy in a blue shirt talking about TV sets, and you want to try to tell people that, oh, I know for sure. Man, this is just, like I said, this is on me. I take the L. I hold the loaf. So you put it on me. It's on me. Everybody's been like, when are you going to take your L? I'm taking an L when it comes to these dudes, okay? So the two of the dudes, I knew 2 or 3 of them were certified liars because they've been caught lying so much they block you and stuff like that. But these other 2 guys, like I said, I'm disappointed in them, and I flat said that to their faces today. I flat said this on Twitter. Hey, look, disappointed that you all have come down to this, you all outright lying. They said the game was going to be 30 frames per second. I said, okay, when did Insomniac say the game was going to be 30 frames per second? Where? They can't produce it. And guess what? It might be 30 frames per second, but we don't know. So, and it's like, well, they showed the game at 30 frames per second. Yeah, and CD Projekt Red shows they show Cyberpunk 2088 at 1080p 30 frames a second. So again, I can see your opinion is that my opinion is that something is called Cyberpunk is trash. That's my opinion. Okay, but my opinion is that the game is trash. My opinion is that, but the fact is that it doesn't have a third person mode. That's a fact. There's the difference. Me saying the game is trash, you can literally say, how do you know the game's trash when you haven't played it? You're absolutely right. I'm giving you my opinion on what I've seen so far. Doesn't mean I'm correct. But if I say to you it doesn't have a third person mode, you're going to have to say, you know what? That's a fact. And that is the difference. That's a difference in an opinion and a fact. How do I know it doesn't have a third person mode on there? Because CD Projekt Red has told us it doesn't have it. Okay, they've been asked multiple times over development, would they do it? They keep saying no. Now, maybe they surprise us, okay? But until then, based on what CD Projekt Red has said, that game factually doesn't have a third-party mode or third-party view. So, or third person, I can't say third person view. And it is what it is. So again, when you have developers saying, no, this is a standalone game, it's, oh no, we don't care that you said that. I'm white and I said so. So yeah. So like I said, I'm done with these two guys. I'm not going to say nothing else to them on Twitter. I'm not going to say anything else about this anymore. It's done. I'm done with those two guys. Just lies, lies, lies coming out of these cats' mouth, claiming that it's their opinion. Well, my opinion is that you're chicken shit. Actually, you know what? Found out under fact. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You all have a good evening. You all stay blessed. Take it easy. Kiss the baby.